You may have heard of revocable living trusts, and they are very popular, a very popular estate planning tool, and for good reason. The whole idea about having a living trust is that upon your death, there won't be a probate. And a lot of people fear probate. They don't want to have anything to do with a probate. So a revocable living trust might be a really good estate planning tool for you. So let's say you've talked with your lawyer or you've done some research and you say, okay, I think I want a revocable living trust. That fits my situation. I have a house here in Washington. I've got something else in Idaho or California or whatever the case may be. And a revocable living trust makes sense so that you avoid probate in all those various states. Well, what often happens, and this is the biggest problem we see with revocable living trusts, is that people don't fund them. The assets that you own must be put into the trust for the trust to govern or manage those assets so that upon your death they go wherever you said you want them to go without the necessity of probate. So what does that mean? How do you fund a trust? If you have property, there must be a deed that is deeded. So you take property that's in your own name and you deed it to your name as trustee of your trust. And you have to do that for all your parcels of real property. That's the biggest reason people have revocable living trust, is because of the real property they own. So if you have a revocable living trust, make sure that your property has been deeded into the trust, into your name as trustee of the trust. There are a lot of assets that don't go into a revocable living trust. What are those assets? Your IRA, for example, your 401k. None of those will be titled in the name of the revocable living trust. That's because they're retirement funds and they have different rules that apply to them. So be aware that even though you have a revocable living trust, and maybe you've done a great job, you've put your house, your other properties in it, your bank accounts in it, your investment accounts, everything is titled in the name of the revocable living trust, so you have funded it, good job. Don't forget about your other assets, and those could be very large assets, your 401k, your IRA. Where are they going to pay? You have to think about, where are they going to pay? They can either pay to the trust, probably not a good idea because of tax rules, or directly to people, a much better idea, because paying to people and not to a trust is typically a better tax result for retirement funds. Just like anything, if you have any questions about revocable living trusts, how to fund them, tax rules, please reach out to your estate planning attorney.